Here we go. Welcome, Average Joe Nation from around the globe. Props to you for staying up to date and keeping in the know. With fantasy football, man, very soon you'll reign. The knowledge that these three guys have, man, it is insane. Yeah, fantasy football talk hateful eight, they wear the crown. Hold it down. Pickle, Blackburn, and Trimboli, hold it down. Pulling up to the recording studio, we're getting loud. Getting ready, headphones on, red light, go, break it down.
Welcome back to the Hateful Eight Fantasy Football Podcast with your host. I'm Pickle, and with me as always, Blackburn.
What up?
And Trimboli.
What's going on?
Happy to have you guys in for today's episode.
We're happy to be here, Pickle.
Whatever. Just kidding. You can follow us on our Twitter accounts. I'm at jpickle, th8ff. You can follow Blackburn at jblackburn, th8ff. And you can follow Trimboli at ftrim, th8ff.
As always.
And then the podcast handles the Hateful 8FF as well. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, DATV, which is a local date and access channel, 10:30 p.m. Fridays, and then Sundays at 4 p.m. And then the podcast, wherever you guys listen to your podcast, you can find us. Obviously.
Everybody in the club.
Oh, good gosh. Jaquan.
Not going to get in on it? Come on.
Well,
Drop it like it's hot.
that's totally
Drop me a
different genre. Never mind. Anyways, so, anyway, gosh, I hate you. You can follow.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It is. Today's main segment's the good, the bad, and the ugly Week 10, presented by Trophy Smack. We appreciate you guys, like we said last week, tuning into the Halloween episode. It was one of our biggest episodes to date, both from the podcast and on YouTube side. We had fun dressing up, and
They just want to see the Ghostbusters.
I think what it was. They get that was the bump. So, anyways, shut up. I knew what I meant.
Bum, bum, bum.
Really?
Yes. Sorry.
B2K?
It was. I'm surprised you knew that.
I dabble into different genres of music. Don't worry.
Listen,
anyways.
it's not on the Disney Channel right now. I don't know what it is.
Peppa Pig.
There you go.
Gosh, I hate that show. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and get into the main segment and the only segment today, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
All right, the good, the bad, the ugly, presented by Trophy Smack. 1,000 different combinations for your trophies, whether it's the single tier, 2-tier, or even I want to call it like the mega tier because it's like 3 tiers.
Triple tier.
The triple tier.
Bam.
I like it.
Knowledge.
That's it. Yeah.
Right there.
So, whether you guys want the simple and just want to go with the basic trophy, or you want to go to the elaborate, over-the-top trophy, they've got it all. You can change the pillar colors, you can change the plate colors. I mean, the trophies, even like the actual like Lombardi trophy, can be changed different colors, as well as the football on the top or whatever. And you get 9 years worth of plates that come with it engraved when you buy the trophy. So
Nice.
they also have the belts. And then with our promo code, if you use TH8FF ring, all caps, then you get the free championship ring of your choice with the purchase of a belt or trophy.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, and they also do not just fantasy football, but they have basketball and baseball, and I think they're dabbling into hockey as well. So
Hurry up for baseball. It's already over. Disregard.
They got badminton. They got all kinds of
I
stuff.
just drew a blank on that one.
it's okay.
don't know
That's
if
why
they
I don't
have
follow
badminton.
baseball that much.
Baseball?
It was
Yeah.
over.
It's over.
It's okay. The Nationals won. Anyways,
They did win.
all right.
At least the Washington team won something. Just saying.
They got to carry the flag for somebody.
Man, Bryce Harper's got to be mad, though. Anyways. still talking baseball.
So for this week, we got a bunch of games, a lot of 1 o'clock games this week. We got a couple bye weeks coming up. We've got, it's the bye-apocalypse itself. Like, how many teams, who's all on bye
6.
this week?
There's a lot.
I got it. Broncos, Texans, Jaguars, Patriots, Eagles, and Redskins.
A lot of big names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first game we're going to get into is Detroit at Chicago. It's a 1 o'clock game. Matt Stafford had a very good performance last week, if we want to be
good
honest.
the last couple weeks.
Chicago's are ranked 6th against quarterbacks, but Matt Stafford's averaging you like 28 points a game over the last 3.
I was going to say, I don't think I just have a hard time with how they're using this offense, and now that there truly is no run game, I feel like that's what they're relying on is Galladay and Marvin Jones Jr.
And Amendola.
Right.
I mean, everybody's getting into the mix except for the running backs at this point.
Promise,
So
don't expect those big numbers again, though.
Yeah. It's still
No.
look. They've been getting their tails kicked, but the defense is still legit, and it can play when it wants to.
Right, and I was looking at the way that their offensive play selection goes through, and they're passing the ball 58% of the time. So, and that's increased every week since Kerryon Johnson got hurt.
Who are they going to hand it off to?
Right, Ty Johnson.
Carson, whatever.
Listen, I might go suit up.
Kissick. So
At this point, I could be like a Mike Allstott.
this is
Damn.
true.
You're in good hands with Allstott, baby.
Get it
Just
done.
saying. So from the other side, quarterback-wise, we're playing Matthew Stafford, yes, but are we tempering his expectations this week?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then on the flip side,
Don't
are
have
we
to talk
playing?
about the other side?
Okay, we're not
There is
playing.
no other
There
side
is no other
besides
side.
David Montgomery.
I'd play the backup before. I'd play Daniels right now.
Daniels.
Chase Daniels.
Okay,
Even if he
he's-
was on the bench.
Even if he's on the bench, he'd get you probably more points because they wouldn't be negative.
This is true. Running back wise, this one obviously Detroit. We're not playing anybody worthwhile.
Nobody.
David Montgomery though, great matchup this week, and Tariq Cohen's apparently not even on the roster at this point.
The best matchup. Detroit's dead last against running backs.
Giving up what almost 25 fantasy points
Right.
at PPR.
Listen, I'm
Fire up
gonna-
Montgomery.
I want to preach to my boy real quick. First 6 games, 52.6 points, averaging around a little over 8 a game. Last 2 weeks, 47-30, averaging 23-65. You load them up against the Lions.
Yeah, and not only that, weather might be an issue for this
Yep.
game. So running the ball, it could be an ugly game.
Let's say because it's at Chicago, so it's an outdoor game.
Yeah, and I think
And
it's
he's
gonna be
finally
like
getting
snow
the
and stuff.
opportunity we've been talking about since the offseason.
What you were saying, bad weather, always when it's windy, raining, snowing, it's all run. It's run.
running.
And a team that can't pass the ball, seemingly,
In perfect weather, they can't pass the ball.
This is
For
also
sure.
true.
And you're playing the dead last defense for against the running back.
true.
Fire Montgomery up.
On the flip side,
Real
with
quick, he's cheaper than Jalen Sanders right now in DraftKings.
DFS.
what?
Yes.
Somebody needs to fix
53.
that.
The disrespect is real.
On the flip side, wide receivers, Allen Robinson, we playing him this week. Are we giving him a shot to
mean,
come back and be fantasy relevant?
If you got him, then yeah, I mean,
Yes.
you're going to have to play him, especially with all these bye weeks.
And he's still a volume guy. It's going to be a hit and miss kind of thing.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I mean, I think he's
He was-
right outside the top. I think he's in that 15 to 18 range probably.
He's been balling out pretty much.
He's,
But
if your trade deadline hasn't gone, he's still a buy low candidate if you can get him.
Right. And I mean, for being the only receiving threat essentially in that offense, outside of like David Montgomery, the Detroit Lions are giving up around 25 fantasy points a week. So even if you can get 12 out of him, I
Robinson
think
and
it's a win.
Montgomery is who I'd feel comfortable with.
I think that's it
And
on
Chicago-
that team.
that is
I
it.
can't think of anyone else I'd really like to play.
No,
No.
not even Cohen.
No, he's gone off the grid.
I don't
He
even-
doesn't. I don't think he's even on the roster at this point. Like I said, seriously,
That's
his snap
ridiculous.
count has gone significantly down, and everything else.
He did well last year for them.
I just think that I just think Matt Nagy can't figure out how to use a balanced run game between two different good running backs.
Wow.
Well, whatever.
But Galladay, we're playing obviously.
Yes, Marvin Jones. you're
Marvin
playing.
Jones. The matchups aren't favorable, but
I like T.J. Hawkinson in this game too.
I was gonna say
Chicago's 30th against the tight end. Good stream play this week.
Yes.
Very much so.
He received 7 targets last week.
Well, you got Ertz, Goddard, and Fells on bye weeks this week.
Yep.
that is true.
I couldn't agree anymore.
And then on the flip side, are we playing any of the I hate to say it, any of the tight ends for Chicago? Probably not.
No.
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 Okay, just
I'd
checking.
rather take the 0.
All right.
Man.
Let's be honest.
Oh,
No, it's true though. They've not been anything. Trey Burton, Shaheen's been irrelevant.
Here's some news here.
Oh
I
yeah.
think a breaking news drop.
Saints coach Sean Payton tells reporters that he expects running back Alvin Kamara to play Sunday against the Falcons.
There we
Dun,
go.
dun, dun.
That's what you need
So
to
you
hear.
guys, if you got that Latavius Murray and Kamara thing going on, we're trending toward Kamara.
All right.
Still pay attention though to the final
Yeah.
injury report.
True. On the flip side, Detroit, Chicago. Who are we picking to win this game? Detroit or Chicago?
Detroit
All right,
basketball.
Motor City.
Detroit Rock City. So that's what you're done.
Kiss reference. I love
There
it.
you go. Flip side, no game. Baltimore, Cincinnati, another 1 o'clock
Yeah,
game.
near
And
Baltimore.
Cincinnati.
Near and dear to my heart.
Do we just want to go ahead and say Baltimore
We'll
for
say
this one?
Baltimore at the end.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore.
Okay. On the flip, okay, so since we know that we're playing Lamar Jackson, we know we're playing Mark Ingram, we know we're playing
Andrews.
Andrews. Are we playing
Well,
the question is Marquise Brown. Do we play him in a wide receiver 2 flex spot this week?
Listen, the Bengals secondary has actually not been bad against. They've held
No.
fantasy, the wide receiver and the tight end to low numbers, respectively. But I'd fire up any rushing option you have there
Absolutely.
against Cincinnati.
Okay.
And actually, Andrews, he was the only one to score, I think, double digits against them so far this year, which was 13 points. I think you got to hinder your expectations on him as well. I think you're going to see a ton of Lamar
A lot of zone reads, a lot of handoffs, a lot of dink and
You
dunk.
mean just him running?
Well, so in the 2 games that he's played against Cincinnati so far, he's got 271 rushing yards.
wow.
So that's a lot in 2 games. He had 152 alone this year. So I think it's going to be a lot of Lamar. I think Ingram's a great play this week.
Yes.
And let's be honest, the Ravens defense is probably.
Yes, because that
must play.
was my start. Ravens defense, special team. Cincinnati's 29th against defense.
Well, in Finley, we don't know what you're getting out of
and
Ryan
now Dalton's
Finley,
not
so-
there. You got Finley starting this week.
Defense for the Ravens, I think you fire them up.
AJ Green
Yeah.
might play. There was a slight setback, they
Yeah.
said. So I don't know. But Tyler Boyd, Tate.
If you had to play one, I like Boyd better. Ravens struggle against the slot receiver. Boyd's going to slide back in. He's going to be your slot guy.
I say with
So
AJ
you
Green.
kind of hope AJ Green comes back and plays for Boyd's sake.
Well, if he is, he's probably going to be on a pitch count.
Right. I mean, look, Ravens defense have given up some points to the wide
They have.
receiver. So,
They
I
have.
mean, if Finley can come in and not turn the ball over and move this ball down the field, which we'll see. It's a tough
Are you playing
tough call.
Mixon?
No.
No. Unless you are literally in a dire need, you have to because of the bye
Running
weeks.
backs, you got Sonny Michel, James White, Howard Sanders, Fournette, Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, all on buys,
You might have to.
I'd say he's a flex play this week at best.
and Adrian Peterson.
True.
You just got to hinder,
flex-
like
flex
we've been
play.
saying, his expectation, his ceiling is not very high.
No,
And his
his
floor can
ceiling's
be real low.
just above the
He's
basement.
pretty much one of the biggest disappointments this year.
Well, I kind of talked on that at the beginning of the year during the draft. I was afraid of that with the offensive line all banged up and with AJ Green being out. I just thought he could take the hit.
Well, it
It's
hurts. It hurts when you got your 2 guards retire right before the season and your number 1 draft pick tackle goes out for
And
the
is
season.
it crazy if we end up with the number 1 overall pick? I don't even know if I want Tua. I did forever, and now
I would be
really-
stocking up some O-line.
Yes.
That's what I would be doing.
I don't. If we can
You
get
trade
Chase Young,
Washington the number 1 pick.
we might be trading.
For Trent Williams.
No,
I'd take it.
Trent Williams is done.
Well, we're in. Just
give you
think we're getting
Haskins.
our number 1
We'll give you
pick from this
Haskins.
year back.
yeah.
So
Yes, I was looking at Joe Mixon. They're playing the Baltimore Ravens. They're 17th against the run. They're giving about 18 fantasy points, and him and Bernard are figuring in some way. I think it's going to be more so whoever can catch the ball, and it's going to be a hot hand. I just don't. Unless you have to, I'd sit Mixon on your bench personally this week,
I'd
just to
actually-
figure out what you got with Ryan Finley this week.
and you might even be able to play the backups and Ravens. A little Gus Edwards action.
True. We're not playing Eifert this week.
No.
Okay, just check. Hey, you never know. You got to ask for
he's
people.
done.
There's people out there that really think he's all right.
Well, here's
Well,
the other thing.
Then they need to
I
look
guess
at the waiver wire and go get
Yeah.
somebody else.
Here's
'cause
my
they're
only
not good.
pitch for Eifert, I guess. Young quarterback coming in. Normally the tight ends is saving grace. There you go. But I don't know if it's going to happen.
No.
All right.
I look for Mixon to actually get a lot of checkdowns this week.
I hope Finley comes in and balls out.
Andy Dalton doesn't, but it's neither here nor there.
His days are
It's over.
are done.
He gone.
All right, we're picking. We said the Baltimore Ravens, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. The next game, Buffalo at Cleveland, another 1:00 game. Cleveland struggling, even though they had a good matchup last week.
You called it, man.
And Buffalo just seem to find a way to win. So
Well, they played Washington, so let's not get too excited. But yeah,
I mean, in general, this year, Buffalo's just been I think they're just an under radar. I think they're above average, but they're not really getting any hype because they're playing in a division with the Patriots.
well, they played a bunch of, mediocre teams. Let's be real
Yes.
here. They did play well against New England, but New England won. I want to see what happens when they start playing these upper echelon teams and see what they're really looking at.
All right. Are we playing Josh Allen this week against Cleveland's defense?
It's a with all the bye weeks, it might be a play you forced into playing. I mean,
Brady, Wentz, Foles, Deshaun Watson, Haskins, or if Keenum, if you got him, which I feel bad for you if you did, but yeah. So
and the Browns are allowing almost 19 points to the quarterback each week.
And he finds a way with his legs, if nothing else.
Right.
If
Which he hasn't
everything
been using
fails.
as much this year, which has made him not as valuable.
Because I think he's got
they
a
told him
threat.
that.
Yeah.
He's got a
Well, they
receiving
got-
threat now with John Brown, at
I
least.
agree. I
Brown
think
and Beasley.
Yep.
They've upgraded their receiving threats,
And
so they don't
actually
have
got
to have
running
him run.
backs. That,
Yep.
True.
Yeah,
Singletary's blowing it up. I think this is when they round the corner with Singletary.
he's my start for this week.
Yeah, I just think that you can't
I agree with that.
bench him. And we talked about
No.
this in the offseason. We said that Singletary and Montgomery were going to be guys that probably were going to be back half rookies that were going to win you some games because of the involvement at the end of the season.
Singletary, just waiting for him to take over the ball carries. And Gore would been
Which
that
happened
guy.
last week
Yep.
in
Finally.
Washington. Yeah.
Yep.
Gore's still beastly, and he might vulture a touchdown or two in the red zone, but yeah, Singletary's the guy.
He's catching and running the ball,
Well,
which they're not getting.
His numbers compared to Gore were 20 carries to Gore's 11, 4 targets to Gore's 0.
Right.
Singletary's the guy to have. I mean, I know it was a really good matchup against Washington, but
Yes.
still, I like him again this week against the Browns.
And again, weather could play an issue in this game in Cleveland.
I'd say the weather is definitely going to be an issue. I personally, I think it is going to play into factor because, from my understanding, it's supposed to be potentially either sleet, snow this weekend with very cold winds, and up there
Lake
in
effect.
Cleveland,
Get
the
that.
wind is going to be a factor. So
Yeah.
don't be playing kickers in this game.
So do
I
we
don't
like
feel like.
Mayfield at all? We even have to ask.
You don't even have to look at me.
Oh, I know. You?
Swipe right.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
I
Swipe,
agree.
swipe left.
Swipe right. Is it swipe left or swipe
Yeah,
right?
Left is bad.
Okay, so then send him to the corner.
Listen, I was actually confused. You see who's in the game and who's out of the
I'm
game.
out of the game. Sorry.
EA Sports, baby.
It's in the game. Anyways, so I just there's no way you can play Baker Mayfield. I mean, he is not even matchup based
Right.
at this point.
Right.
On the flip side, Nick Chubb, are we playing him this week? He's
have
the
to,
only
yes.
one that has a great
You
matchup.
have to, but that Kareem Hunt's in the mix now. Freddie Kitchens went on record and said he does have plays in mind for Kareem Hunt. So
You might have to do what we talked about Geis in the show previous is you might want to grab him, put him on your bench, and see what happens.
Hunt,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, especially if you're, even if you're, I can't figure out what we're going to see with this backfield. I just don't know what we're going to see with Freddie Kitchens because I don't think Freddie Kitchens knows what he's doing. I don't think he knows how to play coach.
football. Oh.
He actually was apparently a pretty decent quarterback in college, but as a coach, I think he's just over his head at this point. I think he's sinking. That boat is, it's like the Titanic. It's taken in a lot of water and it's pretty much sinking pretty quick. And I don't know if he'll
Move
be a
over,
one and,
Rose.
if he'd be a one and
There's
done.
no room on this door.
Right. Sorry,
No, you're good.
Jack. I'll never let go. Spoiler alert: she did.
Yeah.
She did.
Anyway,
Liar. Anyways, all right. Wide receivers in this game. Odell.
Beasley. Well, okay.
Okay, from
Brown?
the Cleveland side, are we playing any of the wide? Let's just ask: are we playing either one of
You
them?
have to play Odell just because
Yes.
of name.
But is he a wide receiver 1 or is he
It might
at
be a
best a
low
2?
end two.
I think you play OBJ because his ceiling.
Well,
There's
yeah,
potential
there's-
for that.
Yeah,
big
he
games.
can always
Just-
break one, but Jarvis Landry's been there most. Actually, been
he's
there
getting
most.
more targets.
Yeah.
Well, he's being efficient with when he actually catches the ball, where I don't think Odell is efficient
Well,
when he catches
Odell
the
went
ball.
off last week too. Did you see?
Yeah,
Threw
but
a
he can't be
tantrum.
efficient with 3 targets.
Yeah,
he caught them all.
Yeah, he threw a tantrum that he wasn't seeing the ball enough. We called that at the beginning of the year.
It was a time we said it's eventually they're not winning and he's not getting the ball. That's just going to compile with the issue. And I think Baker. I don't think Baker's the quarter. I mean, nothing against Baker personally. I don't think he, as a young quarterback, is in the right mindset to be able to handle an Odell Beckham complaint.
And I hate to say this, I think OBJ's kind of in the right on this. The reason why Cleveland's debating on getting rid of him is because he's talking out against Mayfield, and I don't think Mayfield's the guy. He looked terrible. His footwork is awful this year. I thought he was much better last year than this year.
You're welcome.
But look him in the pocket. It takes him forever to deliver the ball. That 3-step drop is terrible. I mean, it's bad. I don't know what happened. He's regressed.
But I will tell
tremendously.
It
you,
doesn't help when they're trading offensive linemen away from
And
pass
maybe that's
rushers.
it. He's just scared. Maybe that's what he's scared in the pocket.
I just want to say he is not. He came out of the same offensive mindset from college that Kyler Murray came through. The difference is Kyler Murray's coach is predicating the offense to make
It's
Kyler
basically
Murray
the
successful.
same offense.
Well, but it's if
And
you
they
remember-
they don't have offensive line there in Arizona either.
Watch the Ravens with Lamar and watch Kyler Murray in Arizona. The pocket rolls because these guys are better when they're rolling out. They're kind of moving. That's what they are. That's what they're better
Baker
at.
can't do that.
Baker, they don't. They have him sit in that pocket, and he just looks lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks lost.
Yeah.
Looked like a homeless detective
Dude,
last
I'm
week
about
at
to
the
shave all
podium.
this and keep this. Just to
Looked
look
like John
Baker.
Candy out there from
Dude, that was priceless. From Cool Runnings.
from Cool Runnings or even from Uncle Buck.
Yes.
Gosh. Anyways, where did he find that coat? Probably when he was
I
cleaning up
don't
the
know.
stadium.
He shops now at the Goodwill
Anyways.
store.
Anyways,
With
so
Macklemore.
Yeah.
on the flip side,
Oh, I don't even know where we're on the
no, not
Buffalo wide
Buffalo
receivers.
side.
I'd play Beasley and
John
John Brown especially.
10
They've
times
both
over.
been balling out.
Yep.
Neither one of the tight ends in this game, correct?
No, it's a hard
I
knocks
say
life.
Knox has been, he's been, like he's not
Hit and
really.
miss.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not a startable
They
tight
need
end
a
that you feel
legit-
good
they
about
need
it.
a legit tight end. Like remember, like Charles Clay was for them a couple years ago.
I mean, Delaney Walker could be coming out of Tennessee at the end of the year.
Could be coming out of the hospital too because he's always hurt. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
Shows up with that wristband.
He does.
From the hospital.
Just
says
get
he's
out.
They just go corner with everybody else.
all right, Buffalo, Cleveland. Who are we picking in this one? Or
Buffalo.
are we playing Buffalo's defense?
Yes, I'll play
Okay,
Buffalo's
I was going to say we
defense.
should.
I won't play
Yes.
Cleveland's.
Okay.
Yes, I'm picking Buffalo.
All right, cool. Kansas City at Tennessee. We're still up in the air whether or not it's probably going to be a game time decision whether or not Mahomes plays or not, but it seems like it's still a 50-50 shot.
I don't like that idea. I have Mahomes in our personal league, and it's a useless game right now,
Right, I agree with you. I think it's
especially with a
more.
bye week next week.
All right. I just think that they could hold. I agree with you. I think that they should hold off another week and let him
Give him 2 weeks for rest, then he can come back Monday night against the Chargers for a divisional game.
So do
Right.
you like if Moore plays? Do you like Moore?
No,
I don't either.
but still.
Just
I would play Tennessee's defense potentially
feel-
because
yeah.
he does give. I mean, yeah, they do put points on the board, but it's from a run game standpoint. It's really not been a big passing game the last couple of weeks with Moore. He had the first when he came in relief of Mahomes that week. I think
Hey,
he threw a lot.
Tyreek
more.
Hill's still getting the ball.
Yeah.
That's the only one that you want, though. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
Kelsey's mediocre right now, but I mean, if it wasn't for the 91-yard touchdown run by,
Damian Williams.
yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have been relevant.
On everyone's bench probably.
Right.
say. Speaking of relevance, the running back by committee set up by the Chiefs last week, 72% of the snaps went to Damian Williams, only 10 to LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, he's got fumbleitis.
75% of the rushing attempts for Damian Williams and 67% of the targets. And I think the 90-some yards that you were talking about for that one was the big help for the week. But I think LaShawn McCoy has fumbled himself out of the number one spot.
Well, and I'd love to say Damian Williams is going to take reins of this backfield, but we've seen it. It's like he just picks who he wants
Well,
each week.
he trusts LaShawn. He was just
Right.
mad at him, and that was his punishment.
Right. So it's hard to want to say, hey, put Damian in and say you're going to have a big game.
Get Deuce Staley's dunce hat off and get back in the huddle, LaShawn.
All right, so
A lot of love
game,
right there.
in this game, on the flip side of Kansas City, are we playing? I just drew a blank.
Tannehill.
Tannehill.
Yes,
I want to say
I
Mariota,
got
but it's
some
not.
numbers for Tannehill.
Let's hear it.
I think you could play him this week. He's a streamable option.
Now,
As a starter, since he's taken over as a starter, he's averaged almost 24.5 points in a 6-point touchdown league. Chiefs are giving up 22 points to the quarterback. Listen, there's options this week with
Well-
a ton of guys on bye. I think Tannehill could fill in. It's a
bye week guy.
Yeah.
And we all know Tannehill's track record, but what does it say about Mariota?
What we've been saying from the rip.
True story.
Sorry, do you hear the dumpster truck backing up?
Beep, beep. I could smell it. But, no,
Mariota, like Trubisky, might be looking for work next year.
And-
Throw Cam Newton in there.
Winston might even be in that.
Throw that whole draft class.
Yeah. Just get
Pretty
out.
much. I like Derrick Henry.
Yes.
25 points last week, and I think it's because of Tannehill. He's moving the offense. But this week they draw Kansas City's 29th against running backs.
I would say they're giving up just shy of 25 fantasy points a week,
Yeah.
and I would say if there's a dark spot in any of the defensive setup of how they play, like what they give up a lot of rushing
Yes.
yards. And Derrick Henry is the Sasquatch walking through, and he just looks like he is like literally 2 to 3 feet taller than everybody else when he's out
'Cause
there.
he is.
This is also true.
He's a monster, man.
He
In a good way.
And the other running back, what was his name? The pass guy?
Deion Lewis.
That guy? See, I don't even remember because that's how relevant he is.
He's on that island with Tariq Cohen.
He is. They've gone to the pass catcher running backs.
Dude, we might have to put
Island
out a
of
missing
misfit toys.
Yeah, you might have put a missing person report on him, man.
Nobody wants a Charlie in the box. Sorry.
No, you're
Here's
good.
Christmas time coming up.
Anyways. Oh man. All right. So are we playing either one of? I don't know. Did we say that we're playing yes or no the Kansas City backfield? Are we playing Williams this week? Or are we playing McCoy? Or are we just
I
steering
think if
clear
you're
of
going
it?
to play one, Williams, I guess, in a
You
flex.
have
but-
to and hope that he breaks
Yeah.
on or something.
But if you can steer clear, I would.
Let's say wide receiver wise, how are we looking?
Sammy and Tyreek, I guess that's
Yeah.
about it.
I'd say Tyreek. I think he's top 6 or 7 this week potentially. Again, I mean they're giving up 20 fantasy points, and he just seems to be the one that.
And didn't they just lose the cornerback, the Titans?
What
was that,
Malcolm
Butler?
Malcolm Butler's out for the year now. So
I like Tyreek. He's like his safety blanket for Moore.
He is. I mean, he's a safety blanket for Mahomes too, but more so for Moore, which you would have thought it would have been a tight end, but in the tight end position because that seems to
Kelsey
be.
seems to be doing really well when Mahomes is in.
He's just like, look, Tyreek, just go deep. I'll find you.
It's like Rachel and Friends. Just keep going. Just
Right.
go. Just
Yeah.
keep going.
So
Just keep
no
going.
Hardman though.
No,
I know. I think-
Hardman, Pringle, all those guys have fizzled out. I think.
Hardman for me is just like we just said about Williams. If you want to play him in the flex spot and hope that he gets that touchdown,
Or DFS.
Yeah.
there you go.
Obviously, we're playing Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Yep.
Are we playing Janu Smith if he is the starting running back,
Well,
or are we
tight end,
playing?
you mean?
Delaney Walker.
Delaney.
Delaney Walker did not practice yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's not encouraging. I would play Janu Smith this week if you needed a bye week guy.
I say
Need a
they're.
bye week fill definitely.
Say Kansas City. That seems to be their strength. Actually, they're only
Yeah.
giving up about 5 fantasy points in PPR
Well, it's a
weekly.
bye week guy.
Problem is, are you
Right.
playing any wide receiver for Tennessee?
You already know. You ain't even got to ask me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you need
Their
to,
matchup's even worse.
that's
They're
why
fifth.
I like Smith. So
So, all right. Tennessee or Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
I'm gonna go Tennessee in this one. I
Ooh,
think I
lone
think
wolf.
it's an upset on this one. It's
Mark
a home
it.
game
Mark it.
defense, and it possibly bad
Mark it
weather.
as a loss.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Nothing.
Atlanta at New Orleans is the next game. I think this is going to be getting out of hand very quickly. I think Atlanta is going to be playing from behind the whole time.
I do too.
Absolutely.
So any of the passing or receiving threats for Atlanta are the ones that you want. I don't know if you want to play any of the running
Well, that's what I
backs.
put, all offense.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
For both sides, because
yeah.
it's going to be a shootout.
I think that the Saints defense could be okay this week, but I'm not banking on them as like a 10-point. They could be like a 5 or 6 points just based on turnovers. But
What's your
Right.
comfort level with Matt Ryan?
Ooh, I don't know.
the comfort level, I would say if it was a sleep number bed, he would be about a 2.
Ooh,
Depends.
And that's that's
well, is that
that's
hard or
pretty.
soft?
That's on the rough side.
Well, I mean, it depends. Unless,
little
unless you
too
like
firm.
it rough.
Just saying.
Well, then.
Anyways, let's go back on track here. All right,
Not a
real
sponsor,
quick.
but anyways,
Do you like who are you more comfortable with? Philip Rivers, Matt Ryan?
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Me too.
I just think the matchup's
just 'cause
too
he's
good.
healthy, yeah.
All right, I know we haven't talked about him yet. Dak Prescott, Matt Ryan.
Dak.
Dak.
Yeah,
Even,
me too.
even against Minnesota.
So I'm just saying it's not.
I have to see
necessarily-
Matt Ryan out there and see what he can do first.
And that's unfortunately that's what I
Because
agree
if
with
he's
you.
not out there doing well,
Yep.
Julio's not going to do well.
Yep.
Freeman's not going to do well. It's going to be bad news.
I mean, I don't even think I can put Devonta Freeman anywhere in that top 15, 16 running backs this week because I just think that they're going to be playing from behind and they're not even going to get the opportunity to be a running first team.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be all Julio, Calvin Ridley, and Hooper. Just
Well, Hooper especially.
Sorry.
I like Hooper a lot this game.
sorry
too.
down the field. We're down by 2
Well,
touchdowns at this
Saints-
point already.
Saints aren't even allowing 100 yards rushing each week, so
Yeah.
I think they're at 84.5.
And then the Saints side, you're playing Drew Brees.
Yes.
Yes.
You're playing
Thomas.
Yes.
Yes.
Thomas, Kamara, or
Kamara,
Murray.
or whichever one starts.
Let me
yes.
ask you,
I think you
if
play both.
Kamara, I would say if Kamara is active and playing, do you still put Murray? Is he like an
I mean,
RB2
if you got
flex?
a bye week guy, yes.
Okay.
Because they're not going to throw a full workload on Kamara right off the rip.
No, and they're only giving up. Atlanta's only giving up 19 fantasy points right now, so it's not a lot, but
Just expect less if they're both playing, because you don't know which one.
It's gonna
basically
be the one
fighting
that
over
gets
who
the
gets
touchdown.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a bye week guy too, Jared Cook.
Yep.
Atlanta's 21st against tight ends.
Could this be Jared Cook's coming out party finally? I mean, for fantasy
Took
football,
10 weeks.
I mean, he's been taking
He's
a
had
vacation.
a couple double-digit games, but that was with Bridgewater.
Right.
Defensively, are we starting the
No,
Saints?
neither.
I don't really like to play either.
Yeah,
If you
I'm
had to play one, I guess I'd play the Saints.
Right.
but-
Stay away from Atlanta's defense.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're picking obviously the Saints, right?
Yes.
Are we going? Are you
I'm going
going? Are you going to
Saints.
go with the lone wolf on this one?
No, Saints.
Okay, just checking. You never know.
I just want to see your face.
Fair enough. All right, so we're picking the Saints in that one. Giants, Jets. Is it really a home or away game? They basically play.
It's a home and home.
Do they still get? My question is, do they both get their own lockers? Because technically, they each like the Jets have their own locker room, and the Giants have their own locker room. So do they not
Probably,
use the
yeah,
away
they
locker
just,
rooms
they just decorate the field in green.
Yeah.
with white lines?
Listen, let's just put the Yankees logo in the middle of the field, because then people might show up to watch this game.
This is true.
These two are
No
terrible
love.
teams.
No
It's
love
not
for
bad.
Danny Dimes.
Dude,
No,
that Jets performance against the Dolphins, miserable.
they weren't seeing ghosts, but they were definitely
His magic was due for one.
they were definitely sinking out in that ocean. It was bad,
The beard was waving.
Yeah, it was.
flowing. Anyways, all right. So
Vegas don't even like this game. 43.5 over under.
Nobody
no
likes
points.
this game.
I was gonna say. So, are we playing either one of the quarterbacks in this game?
No.
I mean, if you had to play one, I guess Darnold.
I
But
say if I had to play
14
one.
points against the Dolphins is what you got you in a 6-point touchdown league.
Right. No. I'm not playing either quarterback.
I don't trust Darnold. That's the problem now. He has got great. It's a great matchup. He had a good
Is
run.
Bell
the rest of the year.
officially ruled out?
No,
No, he's in.
he's in.
I'd still play him if
He was okay. It was more apparently, from my understanding, when I did some more research looking into it, and I talked to the our fantasy doctor that we have, Dr. Matt. All the reports that he saw was apparently Bell has been getting routinely MRIs. I didn't know that was a thing. Kind of like his monthly is like morning vitamins. Apparently, he's getting an MRI once a week.
Is it the gummies, though, or is it like the pill?
The gummies,
For the Flintstone style.
the chalky ones, yes.
The grape ones are good.
Yes.
Anyways, so from my understanding, unless you hear anything different, like there's a setback, Bell is playing. Obviously, you're playing him if he's playing. It's a bad matchup
If
for
not,
both
you
sides.
got, what, Montgomery?
Yeah,
and
Montgomery and Balapau.
Pow. Pow!
Pow pow.
Anyway, so we're playing
What's he
Saquon,
saying?
right?
No,
No,
just kidding. We're playing him.
Yeah, you didn't draft him number 1 overall to set him against the Jets.
this is true. And then we're playing Le'Veon Bell if he's active.
Yes.
Wide receiver wise,
Golden Tate.
Golden Tate
Yes.
and Jamison Crowder are the ones to
Yes.
play this week.
Those are the 2 guys on my list.
That's it.
It's
Well, Evan Ingram's officially out.
yeah.
What's his name? Shepard.
He's dealing with some concussions.
Still hasn't been cleared yet to play. He was cleared for like 6 seconds, and then they took him back off. So
He's like, yeah, I'm feeling good. Ooh, no, actually
Golden
not.
Tate's averaging you 16.7 points since he came off suspension. New York Jets are 27th against wide receivers. Flip side, Crowder, 11.2 points per game and all year, and the Giants are 30th.
Yeah,
Real quick,
it's
he saw
bad.
9 targets last week, 4 in the red zone. Give me that Crowder.
Hey,
Hey, you like that
we
play?
said that at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Crowder all day.
Yeah.
I just thought Robbie Anderson would be more of a play.
To me, he's a flex play this week, and you're banking on hopefully on a big
That boomer
touchdown
bust.
play.
Again,
Yep.
weather in this one.
And that's
Get you a nice bowl of Crowder.
yeah.
It's gonna be a
Get
cold
warm.
one. You're gonna need to be warmed up. Just saying.
Instead of the New England clam chowder, it's the New York something
The
chowder.
New York gangrene Crowder.
Crowder. Even better. See? I need to quit talking.
SOUP soup.
Congratulations. You passed the 4th grade.
Wait, I wanted you to spell it wrong though. That would have been perfect.
That would have been even worse.
There's apostrophe E.
SOOOP.
Soupe.
Soup. Anyways, all right. Tight ends in this one. Are we playing whoever? I think it's
Rhett Ellison is the backup for Evan Ingram, and that's a hard pass.
Yes.
if he is playing Herndon, are you
No.
playing him? Okay.
No.
Defense
No.
is anything.
Played him in one league.
No,
Not
no
good.
defenses.
All
It's either Crowder or Tate,
All right.
besides the studs.
All right.
I mean, it's a low-scoring game. I don't think there's going to be a ton of turnover. You can probably play.
Darnold's on it. There's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, you can probably play
Danny
the Giants.
Dimes actually has a turnover in every game this year.
There you go.
Him and Eli are really on pace together. Anyways, so Jets or Giants? Green or blue?
Gosh, I have to pick one here. I'm going to take the
Or
Jets.
tie.
Yeah,
push.
play for the tie.
You took the
No,
Jets?
I took the Jets.
Yeah, I think the Jets. It's even though it's
Lone wolf?
not
Well,
pretty.
it is a lone wolf. I'm taking the G-Man.
Giants.
It
all
could go
right.
either way, so I was hoping that maybe this would be my lone wolf time.
There you
Hey,
go, pretty much.
that's for you, Austin.
Anyways. Well, you
Much love.
know, hey, nothing wrong with that. Arizona, Tampa Bay, last 1 o'clock
Oh.
game.
Yeah, baby.
It's another barn burner,
Hey.
as they would say.
We thought Arizona was going to get blown out by San Francisco, though.
They played up.
They played good.
All right, so Kyler Murray, yes or no?
Getting hot here. Yes, Kyler Murray, top 5 play this week. Love it.
Like
Tampa
it.
Bay's
I-
defense is
They are
terrible.
terrible.
Okay.
Give
well,
it to me.
I'll pair that with another potential top 5 and Jameis Winston this week because Arizona also trash.
Man.
True story. It's going to be a shootout.
Yes.
I mean, Jameis Winston, I have a good feeling of 10, but I'm saying he may be a number 5, number 6 by the end of the week because it's literally 30 and 31. It's Murray versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 30th, and Winston's 31st.
Yeah.
Something's got to give.
There's going to be red Dixie cups and
Yeah.
banana peels all over the field from all this trash, but it's going to be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah. People are going to be lighting dumpsters on
Yeah,
fire.
hopefully no Mario Kart's coming through.
No.
You're
Nope.
spinning around.
You
All
don't
right.
want Yoshi anyway. He's too
No.
slow
Run,
Bowser.
with a mushroom.
toadstool. All right, running
It was
backs.
like Wario. Wario
Running
guys.
backs in this one, yes or no? We playing good old Ronald Jones, the third Rolo. we
Yes.
playing him this week?
Yeah, I think he's a flex play. And if he gets the bulk of the offense like they're saying,
Well, he got 16.2 last week, and that was Arizona's 16th. They're middle of the road, but I like his pass catching ability too.
Arians has made it very clear that Peyton Barber has done nothing wrong other than the fact that he is not Ronald Jones, essentially.
he's in the corner. I agree with him.
He's over there now. And then on the flip side, David Johnson, if he is active, are you playing him?
I like Drake.
I think you got to play DJ if he's 100%.
I just don't want it to be a repeat of a couple weeks ago where he's like, "Yeah, I'm in there, one play."
I don't think
you
it's
get,
gonna,
you get a tweet from the
listen,
Cardinals
I don't think
social
it's going to
media.
be a big number for him, and I also think Kenyon Drake is going to carve out a part of the offense for
So
himself.
would you play both, or which one would you rather play?
I guess
DJ.
end of the week, who
Just
do you
because of ceiling?
end of the
Yes,
week? Who do
that's
you
it.
have finishing higher?
DJ?
Okay, by a lot or by maybe a couple points.
Well, I think a couple points because there's a little person in the back of my head saying he might not play as much with Kenyon Drake. So,
Well, I just see
but I still think he's a better player.
Drake was with the team for less than a week, and he comes out and balls out like this. Now he's
In a
been there
game
a
that he
whole
shouldn't
week,
have.
a whole week of practice. They're not going to risk DJ
But
getting
remember,
hurt again.
we talked about this. I was afraid San Francisco might come out flat, short week for him on Thursday. They were coming off a Sunday night game, and that did. The 49ers played the worst defensive game of the season so far.
But I think
So-
I think Drake had a point to prove to himself as well as Miami, saying, "Well, this is what you could have had if you had something going on between your ears and played me the way that I should have been played." But on the flip side, Gase had something against him
Yeah.
as well. So I think he had something to prove against the Miami organization in general on a big prime stage. I'm not saying that he won't be good this week, but it wouldn't surprise me if DJ finishes somewhere with like 10 to 12 fantasy points and Drake's somewhere at 9 to 10 fantasy points.
I can
And
get
that
on
would
that,
be
yeah.
your. I mean, they're giving up what?
And I could see it being reversed, but I'd rather do DJX.
What are they giving? Who's giving up point wise? They're giving up
have it right here.
24. No, they're giving up 7 fantasy points to running backs the last couple weeks. Tampa Bay seems to be pretty good.
Their run defense is okay. I just like Drake's and Johnson's
Yeah.
pass catching ability.
I was say it's going to come down to who
In
catches a
PPR.
pass. The
True.
big pass. Who's going to be the pass catching
Right.
back in this game? That's going to be the one that accelerates their points. But I don't. I think DJ is a RB2 low end this week because you don't know what you're getting health wise. And I think on the flip side, I think Drake's also a low end RB2 because you don't know volume wise with DJ what you're going to get. So I don't have a problem playing either of them. I don't know which one's going to come out on top points wise
No,
because
it's like he said, you're going to start DJ, but just hamper your expectations.
right.
Yep.
Wide
do-
receivers though.
Yeah, Kirk. I like Kirk.
Yes, I do
Christian
too.
Kirk has been steadily climbing, and Larry Fitzgerald has been slowly
Well, yeah, no,
dissipating.
I agree, and he should. I think he's going to have a bounce back week. He had the target volume last week. It's just San Francisco just.
They're tough against
Yeah.
wide receivers.
So
This week, Tampa Bay, 31st.
That's a good
a
matchup.
little bit different.
A little bit better. On the flip side, what are we looking at for the Godwin and Evans dynamic
Godwin
duo?
will get 5 targets for whatever, and Mike Evans will get like 60 targets. That's what happens.
I don't know.
I have them
I don't
pretty
know what
well.
Evans is doing to get the ball more, but he's definitely the.
I
main
still
show
think
guy.
I still think they're both top 10 wide receivers this week.
Well, Patrick Peterson will be on Evans.
I think that helps Godwin this week. But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they're like 4 or 5 fantasy points apart from each other. Honestly, by the
I
end of
think
the
it's
week.
going to be at least 15.
Oh,
He just because look, last week you watched Jameson. He would look. Evans is over here. He's looking at Godwin the whole time, and then just all of a sudden just throws it to Mike Evans with triple coverage.
I'm just saying, Arians is like, he comes to the sideline before he goes out and he pulls his helmet. He goes, Jameis, if you throw to anybody that doesn't have number 13 on his jersey, you will be benched.
And O.J. Howard is back this week. Not that it matters because he's not doing anything anyway, but he'll be on the field.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
He'll be
yeah,
in participation.
spirit, yeah.
He'll get that participation
Hey,
trophy.
Arizona's last against tight ends.
Is this the week that you finally you actually get the O.J. Howard you drafted?
I'm not
No.
playing them, but I'm just be aware if you need a Ertz, Goddard, or Fells, and you got
Yeah,
a bye week.
Ask Ingram how that went against Arizona. It didn't go well.
I'm just
or
saying.
Eifert.
Yeah, wow.
was
Has
ba-
anything going well in Cincinnati? Come on.
He's in
Just
the
saying,
hospital,
they're the
too.
2 teams
Yeah.
that have given up, have
He
gone
is.
two. Those are the 2 tight ends that have not been successful against that
No.
awful defense, who still is the worst defense against tight ends. Just so we're
Yes,
saying, but.
yes.
And then on the flip side, are we playing the tight end for Arizona?
Can you name them? That's your answer. I can't. I'll be honest.
Cool.
I was say, who is it? I don't even know who it is.
Well, Ricky Seals Jones is in
Charles
Cleveland
Clay
now,
from
so-
Buffalo.
Oh man,
The Buffalo,
He
former
left
Buffalo.
his game in Buffalo,
He did.
obviously.
Anyways, defenses. Are we playing either one of them? Or are we expecting this to be a complete shootout?
Yeah.
Over
Okay.
unders 52.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty.
All right.
Wide receivers are the ones to play in this one.
I'll tell you what, if you had to play one, I guess if you had to play a defense, maybe play Arizona because I
Bay.
think Winston's going to turn it over more.
Yeah.
He's good for at least 2.
But you know what we didn't talk about with the running backs? Tampa Bay's defense is pretty good against the running backs.
Yeah, they're
so
7th or something like
They're
that.
not bad at all. They're only giving up like 7 fantasy points. They're
Yeah.
number 1 or number 2, but I
they're
don't
up
know.
there.
Both sides have PPR backs. That's what's gonna.
They are.
do
Hold
this.
on, I'll tell you.
All right, so Arizona or Tampa Bay, who are we picking in this one?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, too.
I think Arizona wins this.
Get out.
Man, are you serious?
Yeah, I just think that they go on the road and they shock Tampa Bay and they put a
The fact
W on
you're
the board.
saying shot.
Well, I do think Tampa Bay is the better overall team, offensively and defensively. I just think
Bruce
Kyler
Arians-
Murray,
Bruce Arians
he just
has
finds a
something in store
way.
for his former team.
There you go. This is also
Tampa
true.
Bay is third.
All right. All right. 4:00 game. Miami, Indianapolis. Are we playing anybody before we get into Indianapolis side? Are we playing anybody on the Miami side?
Devontae Parker. That's it. Strictly volume.
Are we going to the Bellagio?
No.
No,
Okay.
I mean, if you have to play him, yes,
Okay,
he
just
will have
checking.
all the volume.
And
I'm
you're
going to
probably
throw a little
last in your league.
sneaker here maybe for a little DFS play, too. Gaiseki has come to life. He has shown up at the building. He did see
He
6
left Happy Valley finally?
Listen, he saw
All right.
6 targets last week, and he has a very favorable matchup against the Colts.
Yes.
Maybe
With
they finally
Williams
realize how
out,
good he
he's-
is.
Well, Williams is out. They're going to need some kind of receiving option outside of Parker.
True.
We'll see what Balaj can do.
Running backs on the other side.
Marlon Mack.
Dude,
Start him up.
return of the
I'm just saying he has been a fantasy football.
He only got you
Yeah.
8 last week, but he's playing the Dolphins this week. They're super trash.
Yeah, they're giving up
Just saying.
just above 26
Super
fantasy
garbage.
points.
Sneaky play for this one, and I like this one a lot. Zach Pascal.
Yeah.
We're
17.2 points
on the
since
same page this week.
T.Y.
I said
went
last
out.
week to play that guy because what's his face was hurt.
Yeah, well, since T.Y. went out, he's averaging you 17.2. Miami's 24th against wide receivers.
He blew up last week.
And Brissett could possibly play this
And Paris Campbell's not 100%.
Right.
Just saying, he's the healthy wide receiver in that group.
In 6 games he has played, he's got 4 touchdowns.
And spoiler alert, Brian Hoyer likes to throw the ball a ton.
week. Brissett and
Well-
Hoyer both target Pascal.
If Hoyer's in,
Or Pascal, however
I'm
you
going
say
to
it.
just jump to our tight end here. You got to play a little doily action here.
Doily?
Well,
But Doyle rules.
Oh, Doyle, he does rule right now. in this
No
matchup.
Ebrons?
And I just felt like Doyle's
Ebron?
going to be the volume guy if.
Ebron's he's touchdown dependent is what he's become.
All right.
And you're playing Colts D.
True.
Yes.
All right.
And DFS play too for Pascal.
Playing Colts.
Yeah, look,
Picking
the
Colts or Miami in this one?
53. What? 53 for Pascal on DFS.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Not bad. Colts?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just checking. All right. Carolina, Green Bay. It's in Green Bay, so the weather's probably going to be nasty. Is this the week that that CMC kind of slows down
No.
because of the weather?
No.
Okay. just checking.
CMC's like matchup proof.
All right,
Yeah.
just checking.
Too much volume.
On the flip side, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. Are we okay with them this week?
Playing both.
Yeah, I play them both. Jones is getting you 21 per, Williams 13. Carolina's 28th against running backs.
Yep.
All right. Temper the expectations for Rodgers, or is he back to fantasy glory?
He back home now.
All right.
Yeah, I think
She's
so,
headed up.
Unfortunately, I think so. But there are going to be some turnovers, and still, Carolina's all over that.
All
The
right.
turnover game.
On the flip side, Devontae Adams. Are we playing him this
Yeah,
week?
you have
Yes.
And on the flip side, DJ Moore.
to. Yes, I like him a lot this week. I also like Greg Olson because, what's his name from Ohio State? Curtis Samuel.
Yep.
He's probably not going to play.
Yeah, I was hearing he's
Hamstring.
Hamstring. He's a game time decision more than likely
Listen,
though.
the
leaning
Packers
towards not
struggle
playing.
against the tight end. I love that.
Greg
play this
Olson,
week.
he's had a down year. He's only averaging you 10 points per game, but it's a lot of bye week guys this week, and Green Bay's 22nd against tight ends.
Yep.
True.
I love that play.
Are we playing either one of these defenses this week? If you
Carol-
have to.
I mean,
mean-
if you're in a pinch, you can make an argument for both.
Right. I mean, I
But-
am playing roster in Carolina in one, and it's strictly because of the turnover game. That's
Yeah.
it. I think there's going to be points scored here.
Let's say, what about the Green Bay side because of the bad weather, and
Right.
they'd probably be heavily relied upon
Well, that's the.
a young quarterback going
Yeah.
to Lambeau with bad weather.
If you're going to play both either defense, that's what you're hoping.
Yeah.
Bad weather, low
Well,
scoring.
I think Kyle Allen, or is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to probably have a little bit more confidence now that Cam Newton's
Not
not
coming
breathing
back.
down his neck.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, Carolina, Green Bay. Who are we picking in this one?
Packers.
Go
Packers.
Pack, go. You
All
got
right.
to.
Rams, Steelers at Pittsburgh, so the weather probably will be a factor as well.
Yes.
And it's not a good thing for the Rams offense because they tend to struggle in outdoors, especially bad weather.
Especially cold weather. They
So
struggle a lot. Well, mainly golf.
golf specifically, I was gonna say. So Pittsburgh is also fourth against quarterbacks, giving up just shy of 13.5 fantasy points.
And
So
that
not
Minka
a good.
Fitzpatrick is lurking.
He is.
Dude,
I
he's
like it.
balling.
Dude, 5 picks, one, what is it, 98-yard pick six
Yeah.
last week?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Are we playing Gurley in this one? Yes or no?
Who?
Todd Gurley.
I thought you were being sarcastic there, but
No, I
yeah,
coughed.
I got
He
you.
didn't hear it.
I golfed.
Ooh, I'd play Gurley.
You have to play Gurley.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
And then as well, are you playing Jalen Samuels if he is if he's obviously probably going to be the most active?
I would treat this game specifically like Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. You're playing both.
Okay.
Man, he's inside my head today. I agree with him completely.
We've been doing this too long together.
Yeah, I just love that play.
It's true. All right, wide receivers in this game. Are you happy to play Juju this week? I mean, it's not a great matchup.
It's a bad juju.
It's a bad Juju week.
I'm still playing Juju though.
I mean, you're playing him, but you're not expecting
he's
a
still
big game.
Rudolph's guy.
I know, but
Doesn't say much.
he's
Well,
not had the year that I thought he was nowhere
Well,
near what I thought
absolutely,
he was going to have.
absolutely.
All right, Cooper Kupp's coming back. There is no Brandon Cooks. Are we playing Cooper Kupp for sure? Obviously.
Yeah.
That's
And then
really
what
the
about
only-
you're not playing the next guy, Robert Woods?
I'm not as comfortable with Woods. He's been really down this year.
I tell you who I like though, and he only fly. I know I'm probably going to steal your thunder.
Go ahead.
Everett.
Oh no, I haven't even gotten there yet.
Well, I was
going
going
to
to say
too.
I like Everett because he plays very well when Cooks isn't in the lineup.
And he's a hybrid.
Well, and
He can play wide receiver or tight end
Steelers have
lineup.
allowed 5 touchdowns to the tight end this year.
They are 25th,
Yeah.
and Everett's getting you 11 per game.
But if you want a play, since we were talking about wide receivers earlier, Josh Reynolds is going to play in. So I like Reynolds.
Throw it. He will catch
DFS too. He's probably cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to jump all the way down, I'm going to play either defense. I'm fine with it.
I love Pittsburgh's defense.
So do I.
The rest of the season, let me tell you what their schedule is. You ready? Just because I know it. This game, who are they playing?
Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, Rams. Okay, now it is the Rams, but the bad weather. But then
Yeah.
Cleveland,
Oof.
Cincinnati, Cleveland,
Ooh.
Arizona,
Ooh.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
Miami.
Just saying, the only one that would be scary is Buffalo. That's the best one out of the bunch, and that's not saying much because
Yeah.
the rest of the bunch are trash. Like they're the dumpster fire that you're stoking continue to get
The
warmer
best
and warmer.
part is both Buffalo and Pittsburgh have bad weather that time of year, so it could be low scoring.
Right.
Good
Well,
for either
that last
defense.
one wasn't Miami because they already played Miami. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. Is it Baltimore?
No, it's
Do-do-do-do-do.
the Jets.
Oh,
Oh.
it'll be all right.
It's
So that's the rest
Miami-esque.
of their game. Yeah, I mean it's pretty trash.
So who we picking in this game?
Pittsburgh.
I would
Steelers.
say Pittsburgh. I think they win. I don't think it's
Oh,
like.
no. I'm sorry. I picked Rams.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I think it
Lone
could go
Wolf?
either way, honestly. But
Nope, Steelers.
Yeah, I didn't think about the weather and stuff when I picked this. I'm going to stick by my
You
pick.
don't
though.
have to.
I will. Here's my thing. I think that Pittsburgh's defense and Rams' defense are both good, but I think that the Rams' offense will struggle just enough to allow Pittsburgh's offense to
Nah,
put a couple
I'm
points
staying
on.
with Rams. I'm a lone wolf this one.
All right. Sunday night game, Minnesota at Dallas in Jerry World. No Adam Thielen. How are we feeling about the quarterbacks in this game?
Kirk Cousins in his career, minus one Green Bay game, is awful in primetime games.
Bad.
Like
real bad.
Like real bad.
So
Not-
is
whether it's home or
so is
away,
the
he's
Andy
bad.
Dalton effect?
Yeah, him and Andy Dalton are like neck and neck
Yeah.
for crappiest quarterback on primetime.
They really play for that trophy every year.
Yeah.
Um,
Got to play for some trophy.
yeah. All right. So on the other side, Dak Prescott. We playing him this week, even though it's a middle of the road matchup.
Yes.
I still
Okay.
like it.
Dak's on a roll right now.
Yeah.
You're playing both Zeke and Dalvin Cook without question.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Diggs
Diggs, yes, only because Thielen's not there. The target should be there.
should be.
Yep.
Um,
But you're not happy.
Amari Cooper, a little bit
Fire him
banged up right now, but yes, I even like
Michael
Michael.
Gallup.
I even
I do-
like
yeah, I
Gallup
do
in this
too.
one.
dude, did you see the athletic
That was
play
nice.
that he made?
He
I mean,
did.
that was aware, not just like athletically catching the ball, but being aware where you are on the
Tippy-toed down
field.
10 yards to getting in. I even like Randall Cobb in this one.
I like Jason. I like pretty much the Dallas offense in general. I
Yes.
think is just gonna. I think they're getting back to letting Kellen Moore actually call the plays and being
They
a little
are.
bit more non-predictable, as I would call it, the Jason Garrett 1990s offense.
Well,
it's not so predictable.
Witten caught 8 of 9 targets last week.
He
got
may
you,
be a number 5 tight end by the end of the year.
Yeah, he got you 14 points last week against the Giants. So Minnesota's a tough defense.
They are.
Here's the
Security
thing,
blanket, though.
Witten's floor has been 6 points this year.
That's not bad for.
And
That's
that's
really
just
good.
below
Class
what
that we
the
got.
Minnesota defense has given up, about 5. So I would take 6 fantasy points on a bye week for a tight end on Sunday night.
I just look for check down.
I mean, if you could put that in every week and know you're getting at least 6.
That's not bad.
That's solid.
I like that.
So
It's not bad.
on the flip side, are we playing Kyle Rudolph since there's no
yeah, but
Thielen?
you're not excited about it.
Irv Smith Jr. actually got involved as well.
I'm not excited about playing Rudolph at all.
No.
So, but if you have to, play it.
The one game Thielen missed, he put up a 20 burger. Then he played Washington with no Thielen and got you 4.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's hit and
You're
miss.
putting them in and praying.
true. All right, are we playing either one of these defenses?
If you're in a pinch, you could probably play either one of them, but I'm not excited about it. I'd play Dallas over Minnesota.
Well, I
agree.
think
I'd
Vander
probably
Esch will be
guess.
back this week, which should help the linebacker group. Even though Sean Lee didn't play horrible, he was actually in a lot of big plays, stopping the backfield for.
Well, mainly because it's Jerry World is why I'm going to pick Dallas.
Right. That's kind of where I was at. As a home,
The
home
defense
team.
and Kirk Cousins' track record on primetime isn't the greatest.
No. All right, so we're all picking Dallas in this game then.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boys.
All right,
Cowboys.
Monday night, Seattle, San Francisco. You've got divisional matchup. You've got playoff implications.
And we have a great matchup for a change.
I love this
Finally.
Monday night.
Too.
This Monday night game. It's a division game. 2 great teams.
I've been excited to watch a Monday night game till this one.
And I think the defense for both teams come to play. I think that's because it's a divisional game. I think they're going to both play hard-nosed defense. I think the 49ers defense finally gets back to what they had been, and I think the Seattle defense elevates itself enough.
I actually like Seattle's defense a little bit more in this game, only because Russell Wilson can make plays out of the pocket, whereas I don't think Jimmy G can.
True. I think this defense for them has enough pressure from Clowney and the linebacker core and this improved secondary to make Jimmy G maybe a couple second thoughts, and potentially throw a couple turnovers or hold the ball too long.
Right.
I think Jimmy G is still a flex play this
Yeah,
week.
absolutely. There's a lot of big-name
Seattle's
quarterbacks on the bench.
Seattle's right in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, near the middle of defenses. So.
Russell Wilson, you're playing him regardless of the
absolutely.
matchup.
He's the MVP right now.
Yeah. It's hard to sit him.
Or
I'll say not.
Chris Carson,
Yes.
Yes.
and on the flip side, I just drew a blank.
Tevin Coleman?
Matt Breida or Tevin Coleman. I don't think they're about even, honestly.
I'm playing Coleman
I still am too.
I was gonna say,
over Breida. But
okay.
I mean, if you're in a pinch or a deeper league, Matt Breida could be a good play
Right.
too.
I was gonna say, I just think that either one of them is not a bad play, and they just they both find ways to. I mean, Tevin Coleman last week, even though it didn't seem like it, he had 55% of the snaps, so he was still seeing majority of the snaps. The last 2 weeks, you had 52 to 34 Tevin Coleman. So Tevin Coleman is still seeing the snaps. Breida's just doing more when he gets the opportunity.
Right.
That's the
Well, that
difference.
committee backfield, it's how it's going to be. It's which guy's going to capitalize.
Shanahan,
on
Which
it.
guy
Just
breaks
found-
off? Like
Yep.
Breida busted that 82-yard run that one time.
Wide receivers in this game, the only one that I'm playing from the 49ers is Emmanuel Sanders.
Absolutely.
Yep, I
Especially with
agree.
Kittle being a little bit banged up.
Yep.
Yep. On the flip side of that, Seattle, we're playing Tyler Lockett
is a
again.
must start.
Gosh,
I
he
think
is.
Every
Metcalf
week.
is getting there.
DK Metcalf, he's averaging you 13 per game,
Yeah.
but Lockett's giving you 20 per game. You got to start
Right.
Lockett.
All right. On the flip side, the tight ends in this game,
You're
George
gonna-
Kittle, obviously, you're
Already talked
playing.
about Metcalf.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean,
Are we
why
playing
not,
Jacob
right?
Hollister, though?
No.
No, he got.
Just saying.
No.
He was heavily involved last
No.
week.
No.
It's
unless
not a
you're-
great
not,
matchup,
Not
though.
unless you're in
That's
like
no problem.
a 14 or 16 team league or something like that.
No.
But
All right. And then we said defensively, we're playing either one of these
you can
defenses?
play both of them.
All right. Firing them both up.
But
I'm more comfortable with the Niners, that's just me.
I'm more comfortable with
I
Seattle.
was going to say, I'm
just
more
because-
comfortable with Seattle.
Just because Russell Wilson can make plays, and I look what Arizona did to them last week.
Oh, I agree.
They scored 3 points
Great.
against Arizona.
I think the 49ers on a short week is what messed them up.
Nah, I think they just weren't ready. They didn't. They looked past the Cardinals.
They did.
They were like, oh, it's the Cardinals. We got Seattle coming up the week after that.
And Mr. I Chew Gum all game long has seemingly finds ways to make his teams play up to better competitions. I just think this could be. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. How about that?
Oh, absolutely not.
I think
He's got
this
the
could be a
strongest jaws in the NFL.
He
that
does.
Guy.
And probably the worst abs as a coach. Well, maybe not, because never mind. Did anybody see that at the
DK
draft?
Metcalf?
The
Yeah.
DK. Oh, the DK math.
We're judging him on abs now. Come
I
on.
said jaw. He said abs.
Just saying, they rolled right into it. Anyways,
The jawbone's connected to the abdomen.
It is now.
Anyways, all right. Who we picking in this game?
Maybe I'm a lone wolf listening to you guys talk. I'm 49ers. Sorry, Mr.
Seattle.
Brown.
Seattle.
I am alone.
Good luck. I think it's the first time you've been a lone wolf all year.
Now, if this was in Seattle, I would 100% like. It's a toss-up, but I like Seattle's offensive. What's the word I'm looking for? Potential, rather than San Francisco's.
I can't disagree with that.
I
So
have a hard time. Listen, the Niners are finally going to get to see a really good offense.
True.
In Seattle. I agree with you on that. I just like the home.
I got you.
They're at home, so
it's big.
all right, that's all we got for today. Just a reminder: who are the teams that are on bye, so you know to make sure you pull those players out.
Broncos, Patriots, Eagles, Redskins, which they are every week, Jacksonville, and Houston.
Okay,
All
just
on
make
bye
sure
weeks.
all those are on bye
Double
this week.
check.
Do not play them.
A lot of big names in all the
bunch
positions.
of zeros.
When you
coming
get a
from those
question, you're like,
players.
"Why is Deshaun Watson not getting any points projected?" It's because he's on a bye.
Really quick, a good rule I heard from someone was if you play a guy that's on bye, like accidentally leave him in, you actually get negative points. It's embedded into their scoring system.
Interesting.
I love that.
I know my dad played in a league last year that actually had whether they won or lost, they got a point or lost a point. If their team won a point, they got one. If their team lost, and I know there was a lot of guys that were frustrated because they lost by like a point or less because their team lost, that quarterback or that running back's team lost.
Well, earlier 2 weeks ago, we had a league mate of ours. Drew Brees came back, and they didn't check their lineup, and they left old Bridgewater in there.
Yep.
And he got in, and he also he either fumbled or threw a pick because he ended up getting you negative 2 points.
Yeah.
That's okay. Drew
Well,
Brees blew it
listen,
up that
we got
week.
a current league mate who's got 3 people on bye right now in their starting roster. Let's just hope he hasn't given up.
I don't think he has. He doesn't check until last minute.
All right, well, let's hope that's how it is because it's I hate it when we play with guys that don't follow.
No, he cares. Trust me.
'Cause that's what you want.
I don't know. I can't vouch for people. I know that I care, and I care about you guys.
Aw.
Oh, we had a moment there.
Just
That
like
moment's gone.
all right,
Just look at my jawbone, not my abdomen.
Yeah.
all right. Thanks for
Nobody
joining.
looking at my abdomen. Oh man.
Thanks for joining us on today's show via the podcast, YouTube, and DATV. Podcast, YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and you can leave us a comment, or you can give us a review. We don't mind getting whatever the stars, 0, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5,
10.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I think
So,
they're 10.
Then you can follow
Do
the
2 5s.
I like it.
Then we have our weekly articles, which you can check out on the hateful8ff.com. Our writers do a great job weekly and putting a lot of time and effort into that. And we appreciate the work that they do. We also have apparel that we're going to be rolling out, the winter apparel, as you'll call it, or the cold weather for us, Midwest to East Coast guys. The West Coast guys are dealing with 60-degree weather.
Yes.
But and then you can go to patreon.com/the Hateful Eight Fantasy Football Podcast. $10 a month gets you your weekly premium projections, as well as all the different trade values, as well as waiver wire stuff, and more in depth than what you see on the regular website. And then on Twitter, you can follow me at jpickle th8ff. You can follow Blackburn at jblackburn th8ff, and you can follow Trimboli at ftrim th8ff.
Do it.
And then the podcast channel, like we said, the Hateful 8FF. And then every Sunday morning, usually when it's not a London game,
Which they're done, by the
they're
way.
done, thankfully. We usually
For now.
put that out about 11 o'clock. Yeah, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it goes to 1 o'clock, right before the 1 o'clock kickoff. So we put the Q&As out for you guys.
I like waking up early in the morning and football's already on, and
Me
it's
too.
on all day.
Oh, I know. It's nice. What was it? Was it last week? Well, my kids and we got up, and I was like, my daughter was like, "Dad, there's football on." I was like, "Yes, there is. Yes, there is."
It's
Have a
gonna be
seat.
a good day.
Right, sit down, enjoy. So
This is
all
my
right.
version of cartoons.
This is Daddy's Cartoons, Saturday morning, but it's on Sunday. Anyways, that's shut up, and I overtalk.
These are the days of
These
the
are the days of
week.
life. Anyways, all right, that's all we got for today's show. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.